These are some things I do not care about. I do not care that the laundry is not put away. We can wear it out of the baskets. At least it's folded. You know where the basket is.
All right. I do not care that I haven't worked on a single quilt project all year. I'm in mourning for all the Joann fabric stores that have closed.
I do not care that I came unprepared for I do not care. This is who I am. Lucky I'm here.
I do not care that my husband hates my donkey onesie. It's warm and comfy.
I do not care much that I have wrinkles around my eyes and around my mouth. I'm old and my wrinkles tell my story. I could look like this. But I need my hands for other things, and plastic surgery is expensive. I'd rather spend the money on chocolate.
I do not care that my kids do not want all my stuff after I die. If they toss it out without honoring it and me, I will haunt them. Just try me. It tells a story.
I do not care how healthy you keep yourself. I have my way. We will all die anyway.
I do not care that you've called me 3 times on a Sunday afternoon. You know what time it is. I'll call you after the game is over.
I do not care that you take your tree down the day after Christmas. Mine will get down by Valentine's Day.
I do not care that I'm a surface conversationalist. It takes energy I don't have to spare.
I do not care that you think nobody cares about ribbons and tags and bows. I will still spend 10 minutes picking the correct paper, ribbon, and tag for each present. And if you unwrap it willy-nilly without noticing, I will be pissed.
I do not care that I made a resolution go to the gym more often last year, and I only went 5 times this year. That's more times than I went the year before.
I don't care that I don't follow all the rules. Who made up all those stupid rules anyway?
I do not care that no one sees our house in the woods. I still want pretty lights for Christmas.
I do not care that friends recommend books for me to read. I prefer audiobooks. I like being read to, and I can listen while I do things, like when I go to the gym. well, like that will happen. Or when I'm cooking. Listen, you read books when you're sitting in a comfy chair, so I can listen when I sit in a comfy chair. So there. You've just heard of some of the things that we do not care about now. Just like we did in our first We Do Not Care, We Do Care video, we're going to share some things that we do care very much about now. We're recording this in mid-December 2025, and this past weekend there were a series of horrific events. So we're going to start off with Linda talking about some of the things that she does care about.
So I do care about mental health because it often, undiagnosed, untreated, leads to self-medicating. That often then leads to addictions, then often leads to harming yourself or others. Now, when we were foster parents many years ago, we were taught how to look for tools that could that the teenagers could use to harm themselves or others. They taught us to look for razor blades. They taught us to look for knives, for butter knives, for forks, for nail files.
Yeah.
We looked for everything. But they could have a gun. That makes no sense to me. It's their right to have a gun. Really?
Yeah.
I don't know where to go with that. I don't understand. I'm just going to call it the stupidity of it all. We need to start treating people with a little bit more dignity, and we need to start treating people looking at their mental health, because we can't keep this up, folks. We need to, if you're in a depression and if you are in anxiety, if you have all these things, and then you go into a psychotic state, you don't need a gun. You got knives, you got this, and you've got that, but they still can have a gun. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Mental health. It would prevent a lot of the violence, of course, if we could address the issues the way we should. But it seems to be that mental health is considered frivolous. We don't want to invest the time or the money or fund help for people with violent tendencies or other issues with depression or what have you. You can kill somebody with things other than guns, absolutely, like the Paul Reiner and his wife. But if the mental health issues were addressed the way they should be, maybe we could prevent some of this. I know we could prevent a lot of it.
We're having a hard enough time financing and funding health care, let alone mental health care. They're both huge issues that we need to get a handle on, both of them.
And I know in our family, I've got a couple of family members that are mentally unstable, but because they can dress themselves and feed themselves, they're not getting the help that they need.
Yeah.
And I remember that phrase, when I was struggling in high school and I was kind of suicidal because I didn't know where my world was going. I'm going to be out of foster care, and I didn't know even how to survive on my own. And I was told to pick myself up by the bootstraps.
Yeah.
It's fine when you've got boots.
And
And
if you've
straps.
got boots and straps, but if you don't have either one and the boots that you do have aren't fitting, we need tools to navigate this world that we live in. I keep seeing all these people becoming angrier and angrier, wanting the world to stay just the way they want it for their security. That's not stable thinking.
No, it's not. And to your point, I think mental health and health care should all be together.
Right.
It should be part of the package. It shouldn't be an add-on or something that you do if you have the money or the luxury. If you can afford it, it shouldn't be a luxury. People should feel less intimidated and less stigmatized seeking out counseling and help for their mental health.
Well, okay. So when was the last time you guys went into the doctor and you had to answer, are you suicidal? Have you, well, we'll send you to a counselor. 7 months later?
Yeah. I will open up and say a few years ago I was going through a really hard time, and I went in and rather than giving me something that actually helped, they said, well, here, take this and you should see some change in 2 weeks. I needed something right then, and they just kind of left it
Let's medicate.
left it like that.
Medicate.
You know.
Let's medicate you.
Yeah, well, right. That's the other part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, if they can throw a pill at it. That, you know, that, because certainly the pill in 2 weeks, helping in 2 weeks would be better than waiting 7 months to get a counselor session.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's a problem with the addiction. They are afraid to prescribe things, you know, so then it's like a vicious cycle. Really.
Well, and it just shows that our healthcare system is failing in this country. It is failing. And I think we really need to take a good, hard look at it. And I know that there are a lot of amazing therapists and counselors out there, but they're they don't have time for themselves. You know, they're on Zoom, they're on here, they're on there, and they're doing this and they're doing that. And then there's the waiting list. What is the answer? I don't know, but I know the way we're doing it is not working.
And Major Hospital did just close mental health unit.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
And there's people that, I know somebody myself that testified and talked to reporters about it, how that place saved her life. And people are scrambling. People need this mental health care, and it's hard to get, and it's already hard to take it upon yourself to go for help, and then you have the stigma and the money problems about it, and it leads to nothing good.
Yeah. And with the healthcare insurance quadrupling for many people, they're going to be going without insurance because they got to be able to feed the children and keep the roof over the head and the gas in the car. So, you know, health insurance $2,000+ a month is illogical.
It is.
Health should not be a privilege.
You know, and what's the first to go? If you have a medication that's keeping you alive or a medication that's keeping you sane, you're going to just say, oh, I'll be fine, and you're going to eliminate the mental health medication, not to throw a pill at everything. But if you need it, you need it.
Well,
and you're not going to get it if you can't afford it.
If you need glasses, you wear glasses.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not going to, just because you're wearing glasses doesn't mean your eyes are going to get weaker.
No.
So if you need medication, take it.
Right.
Take it.
I agree.
Yes. Did you have another thing that you wanted to?
No, I think I've calmed down now.
Well, and did you have something else, Sherry?
I was just going to say I care about what we've been talking about. I care about the horrible problem of gun violence in our country. I do not believe everyone should be entitled to own a gun. It correlates directly to the mental health issues. If you have a record or violent tendencies, or you just don't feel all that together all the time, maybe you should really consider if you should have a gun. And maybe we should not everyone should be allowed to have one. I know that's going to hit some people right in the face wrong, but
keep guns secure. Little kids should not have the access to your gun.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I've got kind of what I think is maybe a strong statement about what I care about. I've been thinking a lot of the shooting in Australia that happened over the weekend, because that one was we still don't know a lot about the motivation behind the shooting in Providence, Rhode Island. But the one that happened in Australia, we do know more about the motivation, and I do care. It should not matter what your religion is, what your race is, what your politics are, what your job is, or what your immigration status is. No one has the right to go where you work, where you play, where you learn, where you live, where you shop, where you relax, where you worship, and take your life or harm you in any way. I'm going to say that again. No one has the right to harm you or take your life. Period. That's it. Now, I don't mean that no one has a right to own a gun, but no one has the right to take your life or harm you in any way.
No one.
And I care deeply about that.
I do. I also do.
Yeah. We care.
we
about
care.
there-
We
about
care.
that.
We care about your safety. We care about you.
Right.
Because this is about humanity.
Absolutely. It's not about politics. We said that in the previous video. We are political people. The three of us are political beings. But this is not politics. This is about humanity. And we care. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. Please share this with friends. Thank you.
And hit the like button.
Yes.
And if you have any comments that you would like to add, please do so, because we really do enjoy hearing from you.
Definitely.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Thank you.